Galveston got another unexpected visitor 4 years later. This one came from the southwest corner of the Caribbean. Hurricane Carla was born on September 4th, 1961 as a 40-mile-an-hour tropical depression. It became a full-fledged hurricane a few days later and roared into the Gulf of Mexico, looping and boiling as it toyed with the Gulf Coast. Landfall was projected first in Alabama, then in Louisiana, finally in Texas, as Carla constantly changed course. With 175-mile-an-hour winds, Carla threatened to eclipse the fury of Hurricane Audrey, which devastated Louisiana just a few years previously. KPRC TV's news operation was just a little over 10 years old in September of 1961. Its staff was minuscule compared to today's news operations, and the equipment was comparatively primitive. But the coverage of Hurricane Carla by Ray Miller's staff set a standard of excellence for this station. Newsman Ken Fairchild was Channel 2's man in the field for Carla.
This is Port Lavaca, Texas, ordinarily a city of 10,000 population on the Texas Gulf Coast. Today, almost a ghost town with less than 20% of that number. Its evacuation was ordered last night with the approach of Hurricane Carla. Some 80% of the city of Port Lavaca has evacuated. The rest remain. In the words of one old-timer, we've sweated these out before. The old-timers have stayed. This point where I'm standing is ordinarily 6 feet above water. Right now, the tides are coming up here, having risen almost that much above normal by late this afternoon, since noon, pushed by north winds with gusts up to 60 miles per hour. The scene behind me was once a pier, some 6 feet above water. This point where I'm standing is about 3 blocks from the main business center of Port Lavaca, 3 blocks from Main Street and from the downtown area. As we talked to one businessman a while ago who said he's going to ride out the storm in Port Lavaca, he said, "We don't expect anybody's floating down Main Street, but there will be some damage." Port Lavaca is roughly in the center of the Gulf Coast area that the Weather Bureau says will be struck sometime tonight by Hurricane Carla. This is Ken Fairchild reporting from Port Lavaca, Texas.
KHOU's Dan Rather became famous for his reports from Galveston, but Channel 2's Tom Gerald was also praised for his tremendous camera work at the height of the storm. No one who watched Gerald's film of Carla would ever again be able to take a hurricane lightly. Carla spawned 26 tornadoes, caused $330 million in damages, and killed 45 people.